Hey guys, I'm back with a new video, and today, instead of doing one of the many showcases that I've actually been planning to do, we have a package from eBay. Now, this package has, of course, been taken out of the original wrapping because I didn't want to show my address, but, these are toys from the Bandai Diecast collection of Thomas toys. So, yeah, this is just a random lot I ordered, and let's start with none other than Thomas. Try to get him in the light real quick. Here he is with the minis Thomas for scale. Slightly smaller than a minis Thomas. So yeah, look at that classic face. So sorry for the lack of light. There will be better pictures at the end of the video. It's just how I have this set up, but some nice crisp detailing. 2004, I think. Yeah, 2004 Ghislaine Thomas Limited. And then B. China, probably for Bandai, made in China. And then it doesn't have working wheels. It just has these little rollers on the bottom. And also for comparison, here's a capsule play rail Emily. Scales very well. So yeah, that's Thomas. I'll just leave him right here. Next up, going in somewhat numerical order, we have, I think this is the last engine we can even go in numerical order for. So we have Gordon. Nice classic face. Very accurate. This toy line really made the engines really more chibi, so of course he's not insanely long. Like, if he was accurately proportioned to this Thomas, he'd probably, with the tender, be around here minimum to that line of my shadow. Probably there minimum if he was accurately proportioned, but I'd really like to get something like this for for the 2026 series. Like the Cars Mini Diecast Racers. These are amazing. Once again, that says 2005 for Gordon. Ghislaine Thomas Limited B China. So yeah. And then got the same little rollers on the bottom. You can see he's very much longer than a mini Thomas. So yeah. And then Capsule Emily. He's around the same length as a capsule. So yeah. And then these just couple break. Yeah, okay. So these just couple up like Thomas has a pin here. For some reason Gordon has two holes. I know they made an updated coupling, so this might be a Gordon that came out when the updated couplings were rolling out. And this Thomas uses the older couplings, but it's basically like reverse minis, so yeah. So yeah. I guess at this point I'm just gonna go in order of appearance. So next up we have Terrence the Tractor. Is this one of the original? No, this is 2004, so he's one of the few engines who has the painted details on his chassis beyond the original, I think, 2002 release of these, because these originally had like silver wheel, not silver, gray wheel flanges and a black chassis. But as these started to become more produced, they got rid of those details. So Terrence is one of the few characters who actually still has those details. Nice, accurate face. Yeah, very nice. Will probably work nicely on an N scale layout, or maybe a, here he is with minis Thomas. Maybe a Tomix layout, a TT scale layout. So yeah. I like this more than I like the, Capsule Play Rail Terrence. This is just way better. Next up is Birdie. Birdie the Bus. His face is a little crooked. I kind of fixed it, but here's his face. And then here's his side. He has these nice blue windows. Very I guess, very classic. For some reason, he doesn't have the, you know, black around. Well, okay, never mind. He kind of does, but on mine it's scratched off. So yeah, you can see on this side it's there more than on this side. The black over his wheel splasher, and then of course, since these are cheaper, it doesn't go all the way around his wheel splasher, and he has a nice face. So, you know, really nice. He unfortunately doesn't have the silver around his face though. His silver radiator. So that's unfortunate. And here he is with Minnie's Thomas. I have a modified Minnie's Birdie, so I'm gonna take a picture of him with that. But for the time being, that's it. Anyway, next up we have some narrow gauge engines, and I guess since I'm still going in appearance order, we're going to start with. His chassis is a bit. Wait, he uses these use screws. I didn't even know that. Okay, so before we get to that, this one's a better one. These all use screws. That's really nice. So, you know, if I ever wanted to customize one of these, that's very convenient. But here's how I found that out. Next up, we have Duke, and the screws on my Duke are a little loose. So, yeah. We have we have... Frick. Okay, let me... Okay, there we go. We have a nice classic face. Here's a little gray chassis. Most of the narrow gauge engines actually have this type of chassis. Yeah, we have a nice little face. Some nice printing. His tender is molded in like Gordon. And when compared to Thomas, he's smaller, but isn't as small as he could be to be accurate, because of course these are tiny toys. They probably wouldn't be able to get him much smaller than this until kids started choking on them. So yeah. Anyway, he's really nice. Has a lot of weight to him, and you know, these are really good quality, aside from the fact that their chassis could once in a while be pretty loose. So, you know, anyway, I could just screw that back in. So yeah. Next up is Duncan. We have Duncan. Ooh, and he comes with the new style coupling. So this is the coupling I was talking about. You can see Duncan, Duke, and Gordon, all of them have black couplings, and they both have loops on the front. That's because this type of coupling, it's supposed to be removable, but I don't feel comfortable removing it right now. This coupling was made so you could connect engines with higher holes. So yeah, connect. Frick. Okay, connect and then roll. So yeah. Anyway, Duncan. Now this is why a lot of the narrow gauge engines had gray chassis. It's because they're connected to coaches, and the gray works better as a, you know, as a piece that represents both the wheels of the engine, the chassis of the engine, and the footplate and chassis of the coach, as opposed to black, where you would barely probably be able to see it. So that could be the reason, or I could just be completely wrong. Anyway, nice classic face. Nice details. You got the black under the boiler. You have the cab. You got the coach. Duncan has a green coach. Yeah, that's it. So next up, since we're going in order of appearance, I mean, we have, yeah, he's a season 6 character. We have Harvey. Okay, Harvey's wheels are rattling in his body, so he won't work the best, but is that what happened to... No? All these guys have their wheels together, so... Okay, I guess Harvey's wheels were just messed up, but whatever. Harvey looks nice. He has an amazing face. I think this is the best Harvey face that's been on any merchandise, so... you know, I'm happy to have this. Some nice printing. 2004 Ghislaine Thomas Limited. Oh shoot. Okay, so this is the pin that holds the wheels in, and it fell out. Okay, got it. And now one of his wheel rollers fell out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put that back on at some point. I fixed him. Yeah, so it was basically as easy as unscrewing him. I have this little screwdriver with swappable bits. I took one of the small Phillips head screwdrivers and then unscrewed him. There's basically a little plastic piece I had to glue in that holds these little wheel things in. And after I glue that in, yeah, he works now. Yeah. Well, and also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but his crane arm swings. So yeah, that's nice. Anyway, back to the video. So, yeah. Gonna have to be careful with him. Anyway, we have 3 left. The first one left is Spencer. Now, Spencer's an earlier one since... Oh. Okay, so Harvey's front coupling is broken, and his back one's broken. I didn't even notice that. It's not that bad. I wasn't even going to use the couplings on these. These were just more for display, but that's unfortunate. Anyway, here's Spencer. He has a nice face. Has the older style couplings that's seen on Thomas here. Hook, and then, you know, yeah. I love when merchandise lines make him silver. I hate the... Even though it's more accurate, I hate the light gray they sometimes use. Has dark gray buffers. Yeah. Yeah, ready race cord and anyway, yeah. Now we have 2 more. And since we're going in order of appearance, we have Jack. Now, ooh. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, so Jack's arm doesn't move, but his shovel goes up and down. That's cool, but still pretty unfortunate. I know his arm probably would have been broken off by now if he could move his entire arm since he's so small, but you gotta admit that would be insanely cool, so yeah. He has a little coupling on his back. So we could, in theory, get Thomas and then... Oh. I love how the, Japanese merchandise of Jack in the Pack is so detailed. Like, he has his dual-colored wheels, meanwhile other engines of this time only had single-colored chassis. His bucket is metallic. He has his brown thing on his roof and his cream on the sides of his windows. His back is painted, which, okay, yeah, that's not really that unheard of because Thomas's coal is painted and his back buffer, so whatever. Has his nice 11, so yeah. Really good quality. I prefer this to the Castle Playroom one, so yeah. And lastly, we have... I think this is Max. I'm sorry. I don't know a lot about the construction vehicle characters, but I think this is Max. I think Max is 15 and Monty's 16, but I could be wrong. You know, nice face, nice orange color, nice. He's really light compared to everyone else. In fact, Jack's also really light. These guys are really light. These guys have more plastic than metal. In fact, only Jack's little cab area is metal. And only Alfie's little front area is metal. That's unfortunate, but you know, I doubt anyone really cares, but he has nice wheels. They roll really nice. Nice face, and yeah. Also, unfortunately, you can't dump it, but I doubt anyone was buying Thomas toys to use them as real construction vehicles unless you wanted to use them in a series where you remade the pack episodes. In that case, I'm sorry for you. So, yeah. Anyway. Ooh, that was a great roll. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, it's time for photos.